All right, day number 1 of the 2-for-1 day trader challenge is in the books. It is over, and the best way I can summarize this is storm clouds seem to be on the horizon. And another note, I technically broke a rule, kind of, I'll explain myself, but there's 2 trades. So I behave the first section, I start to talk like I'm done for the day, but then there was another fantastic setup that came along that I did make that I'll walk you through also. So like I said, don't stop the video when I'm acting like it's over, because there's gonna be another trade and explanation that comes. So let's get to it. All right, welcome to day number 1 of the challenge. As a reminder, maybe I did this in the intro, but in case I didn't, this action is from May 3rd. So Wednesday, you would be watching this on a Thursday though. But as I said in the intro video, we'll be running 1 day behind. That way I'm not so under the gun of having to get stuff done and then upload and then edited, and then it relieves the pressure. So I thank you for your graciousness in that regard up front. But all right, I'll go ahead and pause and we'll see how it goes, but I've made my predictions in the intro video, and we'll see how things play out. And I'm doing my best to map out with lines where entries are, stops are, and where the price has got to get to, so you can kind of visualize what's going on. So I'll do my best with that. But like I said, I got to be extra picky because I essentially have one trade. I have one opportunity to do it, because if I'm wrong, it'll hit my max loss, and that'll be it for the day. But we'll see what happens. So I will pause for now, and I'll be back at market open. Right, may I have my first... Let's see. I was going to say maybe my first trade was looking, because remember, I want to be risking 50 cents. Whoa, Tesla. Look at that. Whoa, what a move there. Wow. Acted like it. Huh. Is there news on? No, it's 9:32. NVIDIA still potentially $279. Again, I'm trying to be extra selective here. And it's 9:33, so no need to rush. Yeah, I hesitate on that one because Tesla caught my eye, because Tesla, that was just a crazy move. Okay, I'll go ahead and pause. Okay, I have an order at 162.50, and I am in. So this is based mainly on the 5-minute. So let's try to color coordinate this. My stop is up there. And my target is right there. So we'll leave that green because for where the money's at. Up here, let's make this white, because that's where I'm gonna have to wave the white flag. So that's what I'm looking, and my entry point was right there. So we'll make this yellow. So there's the plan. Let me make sure that that's in the right spot. It is. So there you go. I'll put my stop up there, and I'm either going to be walking away with a $250 loss, and let me bring this over for the 5-minute. I mean, this is a pretty crazy move right now, which is why I got in, because I didn't have faith that this move was going to continue. But I mean, look at this thing. Just at some point, and nice candle there, previous one with that topping tail. But as of right now, maybe that move has a lot more strength behind it than what I thought it would, but we'll give it a chance. And we'll see what it wants to do. So I'll bring that over there. That was the 5-minute. Like I said, that was mainly what this whole thing was based on. But we'll see if this thing wants to pull back. And now, I mean, to think that it's got to come all the way down there does not seem likely, but hey, it is what it is. If the bears show up, and this thing could get a move down. But I will pause for now, and I will keep you updated on things. I will say that if this was a normal strategy, I'd be getting out right now. for basically break even $50 loss, because this does not feel good at all, but that's not the rules of the challenge. I'm going to follow the rules. But who knows, maybe that will prove to be stupid to have gotten out right now. But like I said, right now, seemingly very, very strong. So I would have gotten out for, let's just call it a $50 loss there. But like I said, maybe that proves to be would be proved to be stupid, but we'll see. So coming down a little bit here, but got a long ways to go. Like I said, that green line is a price target. So I will go ahead and pause. And I'm actually going to step away for a while, come back and check it out. So I suppose I couldn't miss the stop out, but I mean, it is what it is. You know where it's at. But I'll pause and I'll come back in a little bit and update you on things. All right, and I am out. So knocked out for the day. Slippage. I mean, that comes with territory. So I want to be 250. I'm down 280. But yeah, played what I would call a minefield setup, but it just did not care. Just continues to grind straight up, like I said, mainly based on the five, not mainly, it was definitely based on the 5 minute there. And I mean, pretty crazy. Just that candle right there, just chart didn't even care about it. No, don't care. We're just going to keep going straight up. Try to hide behind those levels of resistance right there, round number, but there was no hiding from Tesla if it just wants to go straight up. So that is day one of the challenge. And as I suspected and would have been right, you know, had this been normal trading, then I would have gotten out for that $50 loss, but that wasn't the rules. So now I'm looking at a 200, but we'll see. Cause like I said, next one, if I hit my 2R, that would be $500. So that would put me right back, not only wipe away this one, but put me back into the green. So that is where it stands. So there's day one in the books. Did not go as planned. And what really kind of gets me, and this is why challenges, I will confess, is playing mind games, is right here. And you heard me, talking about 279.50. But what caused me to hesitate was Tesla, yes, but even more so, in my mind, I'm thinking, am I forcing this trade for the sake of the challenge? Like, the market hasn't even been open a full 3 minutes. I'm already thinking about taking a challenge or taking a trade. Aren't I supposed to be like really selective? And yet I'm already going to be taking, like, all those thoughts came into my mind, which would not have been there if there was no challenge, right? Because I'd have just said, oh yeah, that looks like a good setup. And I mean, look at that. Would have gotten my 2-to-1, 279.50. So I would have needed 278.50. Which was right there. So there's my 2-to-1. But like I said, I hesitated because I was wondering, for the challenge sake, am I rushing? Am I hesitating? Like, dude, Clay, calm down. But no, I was not. That was a good setup, and I would have taken that setup had I not, had that little discussion. So like I said, maybe that'll be what I learned, and maybe that's why this will be the last challenge, because challenge bring about a whole new round of voices and rules. And not that there's anything wrong with rules, but like I said, if I was able to just kind of operate freely, then I would have had a $50 loss there on Tesla. But like I said, that's what I'm curious about. I'm curious, because sometimes does it play out where I should not have taken that $50 loss? Like, if I would have taken that $50 loss and then all of a sudden Tesla goes down to, the hit my mark, then right there, that would be a huge opportunity loss. But like, I mean, I can't trade it, but this one just came across the radar. Well, let me at least get that alert in the room. But yeah, so, but I like it. This is interesting to me. The psychology of a challenge is very interesting too, especially when you have to post it publicly. I think that adds even another layer of voices that come in. So maybe, Clay, this is the dumbest thing ever. Why are you doing this? And you know what? I explained all that in the first video, but I hear you. Maybe this is dumb, and maybe that'll be the final conclusion was, yeah, these challenges are dumb because they're kind of making things too rigid, and you're just introducing voices into your head, such as that one. Like, am I rushing for the sake of the challenge? And there's some good irony in that one. But Tesla just doesn't care. Yeah. Again, mainly based on the 5 minutes. So look at the 5 minutes. Still just going up. just does not care. Like I said, to me, in my mind, very, very nice setup there. Upper shadow at 200 period moving average. Figured if it came up through there, all right, that's getting way too overextended now. Fighting through the minefield as I teach. But no, like I said, if a stock's just going to do this, then happen. But I mean, in my mind, from that was a very realistic trade, but especially after that candle and when it looked like that right there. But in this situation, Tesla just didn't care. It ate that candle up and is continuing to just grind higher and higher. So, but yeah, so those are my thoughts on the day. Maybe I don't know if I'm going to wrap things up at my desktop or not, but in case I don't, then thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you back for day number 2. Oh, and if you enjoy the transparency, if you enjoy me just kind of giving the thoughts, walking you through this in real time, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Like I said, this is it's a challenge in and of itself, knowing that the challenge is now going to be posted for public scrutiny, which is fine. But like I said, let me know your thoughts down below. And if you do leave thoughts, all I ask is please, before you leave them, just ask yourself the question, how much hindsight bias is influencing my comments right now? Because I'm all for hearing your thoughts, but all I ask is that make sure you filter your thoughts through, okay, what I'm about to type, how much is being influenced by hindsight? Because I know what happens, because I'm guilty too. It's very easy to start to see things in a certain way when subconsciously you know what's already happened. So like for me, I'm sure I can find everything wrong with what I did this trade, but if I'm honest, no, if that trade had worked out, I would be sitting here saying, oh, that was a bad trade or you just got lucky. No, I'd say that was a good trade, and it makes sense why it worked out. But in this situation, it was a good setup. It just didn't work out, and that's how the market goes. All right. Now I'll wrap things up. So like I said, hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Give me your thoughts, and I'll see you back for day number 2 of the challenge. All right, welcome back to my desktop, and I do have another trade that I'm going to break down, and I didn't capture it on video because it happened kind of quickly. I'd done a podcast, and it was just, like I said, I couldn't get the live video going, but I did want to just still disclose it and talk about it. And so technically speaking, it was a rule break, but the more I got thinking about things, I have, because of $250 per trade, $1,500, I have 6 trades. So it could be a 6-day challenge, but I don't, to my mind, why don't I just make it a 5-day challenge and then we can go from there? But 6 days, I thought, you know what? I will go ahead and use one of those extra quote unquote leftover trades and then make a trade today, because there is a fantastic setup that I wanted to take, and it was truly an A+ setup. So genuine A+ setup that, as you see here, did not work out, because you're looking down here and you can see that I took another max loss on it, but I did do a rule break on that. And just full disclosure, I completely forgot about the rule. I won't try to play it off. I forgot about it, and it just didn't quite work out. But so I want to walk you through what the setup was, and essentially I saw that big move down, price came back up, and I thought, you know what? This thing's looking like it's getting ready to roll back over, because Facebook today Meta had the news about whatever, and it, of course, caused this big spike down. And these are some of my favorite setups. Big move down, upwards move, beautiful looking candle right there at VWAP. So I'm thinking, all right, let's go for it. If it bounces back up some, that because I wanted to keep the 50-cent risk, then I would get in. And you can see right here, I got in at 237.75. So that's what the setup was based off of, but we'll go ahead and track it on the 1-minute time frame. So we'll go back here when this actually happened. I got in at 1330. Yeah. So right here, I got in right around here, and you can see that the price came down here and hit a low right there of 237.06. So not enough for me to get the rules of the 2R, but another one of those examples where, in my normal trading, that would have been plenty of room to get out and pull some profits off the table. Now, I would have still been stopped out for some of my position because it did snap back up, but it moved over 1R in my favor. So I would have had plenty of room, plenty of wiggle room, being more than fair and realistic to have a winning trade there, had it not been under the confines of this current challenge that I'm doing right now. So could have been a winning trade, but as I suspected, and as is kind of reinducing to myself why I take profits the way I do, but it just didn't come down enough. did not come down enough, and then came back up and took me out. Now, the rule that I did break was I forgot about if it does go 1 hour in my favor, which it did, I need to move my stop loss down to break even to prevent this from happening. So in all actuality, this should have just been a break even trade, but I forgot about that rule. Came all the way back up, knocked me out. So I suppose that's why that rule exists, because that's very demoralizing when you're getting close, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're taking your max loss on it. So that should have been a break even trade. But when you stop and think about it, and this is the storm clouds that I'm referring to, right now not a good argument for the current. If you're arguing against taking profits as it goes, today was not a good day in supporting that, because, think back to that first trade, that one I mentioned, if I paper traded it, had I, just gone with my instincts, that should have been a negative 50. And then, had I traded right here, let's just call it $100. I could have potentially been more than $100, because I still did get basically almost a 60-cent move in my favor. But just to play it very conservatively, and let's just call that $100, then in all actuality, today should have been a plus $50 day. But instead, looking at essentially a minus $250 day. Now, I realize it was $500, but if I assume that I didn't forget about that rule, then I would have been down $250 on the day. But instead of being up 50, I'm down $250. I'm not going to abandon the challenge or anything like that. I'm just saying that this is one of those days where frustrating to not be able to take some profits along the way. And you're saying, Clay, this is stupid. You because you couldn't, and you're right. But what happens if tomorrow I take a trade and something like this happens? Now, I'm not saying it will, but let's just say something really starts to collapse, and I get to 2R, and then I let it run some more, because again, I'm just not allowed to take any profits until 2R. But if I let that run, who knows? Maybe tomorrow I'm doing a video and I'm setting up $1,000, and all this kind of seems silly today. But yes, in the heat of the moment right now, a very frustrating day, because like I said, this setup here, it did indeed work. Under my normal strategy, would have been a home run trade? Absolutely not, because I didn't get it to roll over. But I would have been able to pull off some profits and then sit there and see if the stock wanted to play ball. It did not want to play ball, came back over, but it would not have been, it would not have turned out the way that it did. Even in best case scenario, it wouldn't have been a break-even trade. It would have been still like, to be conservative, $100 trade. So that was the second trade that I took, also out. But now, there are no more wiggle room trades, because if I want this to go 5 days, I have 4 trades left, and there's 4 days left. So if I max loss the next 4, well, then it is what it is. That's a 5-day challenge with my one mulligan. But like I said, not mulligan, but just that extra trade that I had to take, because this is, like I said, truly an A+ setup. As far as how I normally trade, but I guess not an A+ setup as far as, the 2-for-1 challenge here. But so that's how that trade played out. And yeah, I'll probably go back to my desk. So I'll see you back at my desk just for the final wrap up. So yeah, storm clouds seem to be coming. I'm not feeling very confident about things. It really seems that, there's a reason, Clay, you've been doing this for years upon years of taking profits as it goes, looking for that 1R and all those sorts of different things. But also, to be fair, it's 2 trades. So I got to also keep in mind, from a statistical point of view, 2 trades is still only 2 trades. But frustrating, and I'm right now, it seems like, what's the point? What's the point of trying to hang on all the way down to 2R? It doesn't seem very wise right now. But again, we've only had 2 trades. So that's what I have right now. Storm clouds in the future, though. I'm not feeling very confident about the strategy, but I'm going to stick with it. I'll stick with the rules, because at the end of the day, it's $1,500. And if I can get some good content out of it, if we can kind of see some learning lessons, especially in the form of people out there like, oh, you just hang for 3 to 1. I think we've all heard 3 to 1. Yeah, that's true. I get the spreadsheet, but in the real world of trading, things aren't always that smooth. But we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, in my mind, and I like to, if anything, this is a video diary for myself, because I like to make these in real time, because maybe I'm looking back at this video and I'll laugh at myself. Clay, why were you such a drama queen talking about storm clouds? Everything was just fine. And I hope that's the case. But right now, I'm not feeling too good about things. I see clouds. They're very dark. They're coming my way, but we'll see how it continues to go. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.